Boys and girls, what is going on out there today? Hey, it's Brent Abel. Brent Abel. Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project. Today's formula, a little hypey, I know, but I want to get your attention on this thing because this is super important. Title is The Magic Shot Choice Formula. And I got this thing from Dick Johnson not that long ago, probably where are we 2024 at the end of 2024 when I'm recording this. I got this in, I'm going to say 2018, so probably about 6.5 years ago. And it's made an enormous difference in my game. It's made an enormous difference in the way I think about shot choice. And yeah Dick Johnson, unfortunately no longer with us, but one of the great senior players ever, and one of the nicest guys you would ever meet, certainly off the court. On the court, my God, this guy was a lockdown assassin. The guy was just incredible. Anyway, let me set this up for you before we get into what he told me one day after we had won the national indoor doubles in Houston. And I used to, shot choice wise, I thought so much about result in terms of a point ending result and with a lot of different shot choices. I'm not saying everyone because obviously we're we're smart enough, we're realistic enough to know that every time your opponent presents a ball to you, your brain doesn't go, "Oh, this is a put away outright winner opportunity." So we don't think that way on each and every incoming ball, but we think too often on balls that are incoming that well, maybe there's a chance here. And once you go into, well, maybe there's a chance here, man, we start to make some lousy shot choices. And basically it's I think there's a little opening up the line, or there's a little opening over there. And there is, but it's so slim, it's so small that we try to goose it a little bit more, right? We try to give a little bit higher pace or whatever it is to try to get it and scoot it through that opening. And once in a while we do, and that's the problem because once in a while we do, and it keeps us coming back for more. And unfortunately, coming back for more way too often, it's just a boatload of unforced errors. Frustrating. So here's what I got from Dick Johnson. He and I played, as I said, the national indoors in Houston, Texas, in 2018, and we got in the finals. And I don't think he missed a return to serve. I mean, I literally don't think he missed one return to serve. I'm not saying that we won every point when he was returning, but I don't ever recall, at least on that day after we were, after the match, we went upstairs, nice little bar up there, and we're having a, post-match victory gold ball beer. And I'm saying, man, what the heck, what's going on? I don't think you missed a return today. And you've probably heard this message from me a lot, but I'm telling you, it needs to get repeated. It certainly does for me. I need to remind myself a lot in matches and certainly in practice that the magic shot choice formula is this. Number one, I asked him about the return to serve, and he just said, "Well, look, all I'm really trying to do is either I'm going cross court or I'm going to go up the line because, yeah, this guy in front of me, the service partner, does like to poach a lot. So from time to time, I do want to go not literally up the line, but up the single sideline. Um, and occasionally he'd throw in a lob, but his thing was, he said, "Look, I'm just trying to hit a quality shot. I'm not trying to hit a winner." And so that was the first part of it. He just said, "I'm just trying to hit a quality ball. I don't have any thought of hitting a winner." The second part was, "Hey, look, those guys over there are good. So I'm assuming even if I hit a quality ball, it's most likely coming back. Those guys are good, right?" So he never put pressure on himself that, oh, because I think these guys are good, I don't want the ball to come back. He just said to himself, "I'm just going to hit a quality ball, and that's good enough. That'll be good enough." Again, those guys are good, so now I'm assuming it's coming back, and that's okay. And here's the words he said that completely changed my world at this moment. He just said, and and then whatever comes back, we will just take it from there. So there was no, crazy pre-planned, well, if I play a shot here and if it comes back here, then I'm going to do this and all this kind of, shot pattern stuff that rarely if ever happens. And so I want you to be thinking about this. I really want, it's so simple, it's ridiculous, but I want you to be thinking about how often do you, and I know that I still do this, and I have to afterwards, I got to remind myself, hey, right, quality ball to that target, whatever that target is. Guy's good. I'm assuming it's coming back. That's okay. And whatever does come back, I'll just take it from there. One of the things um, that really resonated with me when he told me that, and he never told it to me as like, well, here's the formula, Brent. He just kind of, ah shucks, Midwest guy. Here's what I do. And I think what really resonated with me was that since it's probably coming back and that's okay, I get to take the time I get to take my time with executing my shot. I don't have to rush it anymore. Whereas before I thought, oh boy, I've got a little opportunity over there. Or, man, those guys are so good. I don't want them to touch the ball, right? We got that from the great Jeff Jacklich about touching the ball. It's okay if they touch it, right? But the thing that really helped me, that resonated with me in terms of executing shot choice is that I get to take my time because look, it's probably going to come back. That's okay. And whatever does come back, I'll take it from there. So that took me back to the first part, which was I'm going to hit a quality ball. And so to hit the quality ball on a consistent basis, you need to take your time in terms of creating the right spatial distance away from the path of that incoming ball. So, when you make contact, you're not too tight on the ball, not too close, it's not too far away. You're on balance. You've got great posture so that you're not leaning forward, upper body, and now having to go out to the ball. Maybe you're too early at contact. Maybe you're a hair late. But for me, it just meant that I'm going to hit a quality ball part one. And that means I get to take my time on it. I get to have the right spacing on it. I get to just wait for the right moment for, let's say, a forehand return to serve. What's the right moment for my unique forehand return to serve? Different than Dick Johnson's, different than yours, and that part doesn't matter. The only part of that matters is that you start to work on whatever. Let's say, for example, your forehand drive return to serve. Where's your ideal perfect point of contact? Well, you're only going to find that if you just get a lot of reps in. You have some guy serve to you for 10 minutes and just say, "Hey man, would you serve to my forehand?" And and you start to realize, well, here's the right spacing that I need on that return to serve. Here's the right contact point that works best for me. And whatever else, what other cue or reminder that you need to give yourself, then do that. But that was the thing for me is that look, I get to not that I'm going to be lazy or sloppy with getting prepared. Man, I'm just so quickly prepared now. I'm talking about a topspin forehand drive return to serve. I mean, my shoulders instantly get turned. Now, as soon as I see the ball come off the server's racket, whether it's singles or whether it's doubles, I'm immediately turned, right? But that doesn't mean that because I'm turned quickly, that now um, I'm going to rush it. I'm going to rush out to the ball. No, I'm just waiting, right? We're just getting turned so early that we get to wait. We get to maybe make a little minor adjustment with the spatial distance away from the path of that incoming serve with our feet. That's cool. But we get to make that adjustment when we're prepped, right? The racket's prepped, shoulders prepped, as you're waiting for what is your unique point of contact so that you can hit a high quality ball. Could be up the line, could be cross court, maybe it's a lob, whatever it is. But that was the thing that mostly resonated. Well, the whole thing resonated with me. I mean, I swear to you, I was, sitting up there having that beer with Dick Johnson on that day. I just went, wow, this is like, this is what the top guys, at least for him. And look, I mean, at the time, I think that was like his 48th gold ball. Um, and I just thought, this is how these guys think. They don't put pressure on themselves to have to hit a ball that's so good that each and every time that guy over there or that team over there will not be able to touch it, right? So, yeah, we'll just take it from there. There it is. Look, guys, I want to hear from you. What's on your mind in today's episode of the Tennis Mindset Project? Right down below. Let me know any questions, any comments, any remarks. And look, I love to read your stuff and respond. And if you are brand new to me or what I'm doing over here with Web Tennis, look, I've got a free video for you that I want you to pick up. And there's a link right down below in the description area. Just click it. All you got to do is drop in a first name and email address, and you will get immediate access to what I think is also another game changer. It certainly has been for me, and that's the 80-20 reality of tennis matches, whether it's singles or whether it's doubles. On average, about 80% of the time, we're not playing points. We're walking around between points or on side changes, and we're not playing points. Only about 20% of the time during matches, on average, are we actually playing points. And so I used to mismanage the 80% of the match, the between points and on side changes really badly. I mean, I just had all these goofy thoughts, all this negative stuff going on, and which meant that once you got, at least for me, once I got into the actual point playing, I was all over the map, right? I had no focus, I had no clarity of what I wanted to do in the upcoming point. And so I was all over the map in terms of one point I could play great, the next point I played lousy, and all this in between stuff of, high skill level, low skill level. That just drove me crazy. And what I finally discovered was from a guy named Jim Lohr way back in the day. And he said, same deal, man, you got to manage that 80% of the match. And he gave a four parts between points routine. I got it, hybridized it for myself. It's still four parts, but what I've got for you, it's a 9-minute video. It is free. And I'm going to describe to you, I'm describe to you each one of those four parts that I go through and that I think about this thing every day I'm on the court, right? I make sure that if it's a practice session, playing points, I make sure that I dedicate some time in that practice session, whether it's points or games or sets or even the drill thing, that I'm making sure that I'm disciplining myself to go through this four parts between points routine. And the end result is that now, when I mentioned before, when you don't manage it well, you can play a point up here, great at the top of your skill level. The next one you suck, right? And so the whole deal with the four parts between points routine, you tend to now bring up the bottom of your skill level range, bring it up the top where you consistently play at the very top of whatever is your current skill level. That's where confidence gets built, is when between points you, first of all, emotionally, you've got control. You're not upset about the last point if something bad happened. Uh, and you just seem to play much more consistently. You know you're going to play consistently well, top of your skill level. And again, that's where confidence is built. And once you get there, that's when you start to make your move up to the next skill level. So, look, I want you to get this video if you haven't done so. If you've already gotten the video and only watched it once or twice, you got to review it. You got to make sure that you, every stinking day you're on the court, is that you're really disciplining yourself to managing the 80% of the match with a four parts between points routine. Guys, hope this has been helpful today. I love this stuff. I just love it. God dang it. The mental part, I was such a mental midget for decades. I'll be the first one to admit, a lot of other guys would go, oh, yeah, man, he didn't have his act together at all. And, so it's taken me some time, but I'm telling you, like this magic shot choice formula, the four parts between points routine, this stuff works. It just flat out works. And anyway, so there you have it. All right, guys. Hope this has been helpful today. Thanks for hanging out. As always, it's time. We have to get out there. We got to help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I will see you again next time.